Let's talk homeschool handwriting curriculums. Writing and handwriting is my absolute favorite subject. It was my favorite subject to teach even when I was a public school teacher, so I'm super picky. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you some of the ones that we've tried, some of the ones that we've liked and didn't like. You have a few different options with this, and I've tried both, so I'll just give you my perspective on each. Option number one would be finding a reading or language arts curriculum that already incorporates the handwriting into your daily reading lesson. An example of this would be like Christian Light Education. This is their reading program. There's a specific handwriting piece at the beginning of each lesson that will translate later into their writing lessons. Of course, the pros of this is that it's already embedded into your lesson for the day, so it's not like you're pulling out separate books or having to do separate lessons. The con of this would be that it's not something that you're specifically focusing on for like a full lesson, and you might feel like you're missing out on some things. Option number two would be finding a separate handwriting curriculum that you just incorporate into your daily schedule. First up is Handwriting Without Tears. This is their building writers. This is kind of like the kindergarten level, and then this would be pre-K. With the pre-K, it's kind of like pre-K kindergarten. You can see this is like letter formation, and it's just very beginning, early stages. What I really like about this one that stood out to me was that each lesson has some cute little kinesthetic thing going on. So you can see we did letter G for this day, and this is the little girl mowing the lawn in the shape of the letter G. I also like how big everything is. They have coloring activities, and when you look at each page, it doesn't feel super overwhelming. Moving into like the first grade level, this is the one we're doing now. One thing that I really like is that the lines are different than your typical primary writing lines. They don't have that dotted line going through the middle, which I actually think has helped my daughter with her handwriting. And not only is this hitting handwriting, but it also goes into the writing process. You can see they're actually starting to write stories in this one. Up next is the Writing with Phonics. This is by Abeka. So you can see here, it starts off very basic with your letter formation, and then it gets more advanced with them actually doing some copy work, and then further advances into writing full stories. This specific curriculum goes along with an online teacher who actually teaches it as they go, and I'm not gonna lie, my daughter absolutely hates it. They try to incorporate phonics in with the handwriting, and when she is on the computer doing these handwriting lessons, it is very overwhelming, it's very tedious, and she's constantly asking me, we don't have to do writing today, do we? Because she hates it so much. So while I feel like Abeka is a solid curriculum overall, and this is a solid handwriting program, my kid doesn't like it. Next one is The Good and the Beautiful Handwriting. This is the level one, and I actually really liked this one. I like that they do the actual letter formation, but then they have little coloring and drawing activities to go along with it. You can see here, they're practicing the letter formation and then going right into the sentences. Spelled wrong. The one thing that I don't really like about this is that I feel like my daughter was not improving with this curriculum. And that is nothing against the curriculum. That honestly just might be my daughter being lazy, or this is something that I would sometimes just throw in my purse and we take to the library. So we did actually stop The Good and the Beautiful, we stopped the Abeka, and we've been sticking with the Handwriting Without Tears. The last thing that I want to show you is some good old-fashioned handwriting paper from the Dollar Tree. This is actually what we have been using the most. Again, it was $1. You can see that we were practicing little sentences there, and I don't know if it's just because I'm old school or I was a teacher, but it's that super thin like brown paper, and I just feel like this automatically makes your handwriting better. Side note too, here in the state of Florida, they have stopped teaching cursive in the public school system, which absolutely drives me mad. So my daughter is in first grade right now, and we have already started doing like the basics of cursive, and we're gonna hit it real hard in the second grade.